Thank you. Oh, there we go. Did you hear my joke that I'm free sliding? Did you get that? I thought it was good. I'm the Executive Director of Youth Speaks Nashville. We do spoken word workshops, residencies, open mics, shows, and slams. We're in our second year here. We're one of many affiliates around this country doing this work, successfully engaging teens through spoken word. Next year we'll have 9 partner schools, which include Jerry Baxter Middle School, Lead Academy, Brick Church Middle School, Maplewood, Stratford, Hunters Lane, Big Picture, MLK, and Hume Fogg will be putting poet mentors in their English classrooms. We'll also be doing workshops at the Juvenile Detention Center, at Monroe Harding, at the Nashville Public Library, and the Vanderbilt Adolescent Psychiatric Hospital, courtesy of Donna Glassford, who I believe is speaking today, and Vanderbilt Cultural Enrichment. We are doing the first seminar of its kind in the nation right here in Nashville. We're bringing top poet educators to Nashville as part of a college-level seminar called Mentoring Literacy. I'm going to ignore this. Mentoring Literacy Through Spoken Word, and it's Vanderbilt, TSU, Lipscomb, and American Baptist College students all coming together and adult poet mentors to be trained to do this work in the community. We're also working with our affiliate Wordplay in Baton Rouge to create a framework to roll out this work across the Southeast. So with that, I'm going to introduce 2 youth poets to you in case you don't know what spoken word is. The first one's name is Larisha Miller. She goes to Jerry Baxter Middle School. We met her partnering with Oasis Center on a program. And the second is Sebastian Jones. He goes to Hunters Lane High School, and we met him doing work with Y Bridge. And if you would take away two things before they get up here and do their piece. One is they're very talented, and they've done an extreme amount of hard work to get to this place, absolutely, and you will appreciate that, I'm sure. Also understand that there's a tremendous amount of organizational hard work that goes behind it to make it possible for them, their fellow youth poets around the city, and the future youth poets that are going to come out of Nashville and the region. And secondly, we do not let youth poets get up in front of their class unless there's a whole lot of love from the audience. And especially if they're coming to a place looking at a big crowd of a bunch of freaky looking people, we especially don't let them get up here without a whole lot of love. So if you're a whole bunch of haters, I'm just going to send them home, and you will hear no youth poetry. You'll get no youth poetry today.
True story. James fell in love with the video game he got for his 11th birthday. He continuously invited his best friend over to stay, but Sebastian didn't play games. He read. So instead, he watched James zoom through his chores so that he could tap in gun codes. Murder 30 men without having to reload. Embark on war journeys and drug missions. Pluck up prostitutes like flowers and plant them in the backseat of his custom-made Caprice. He changes paint jobs because he perpetually harassed San Andreas police. Forced to cope his true identity, but sometimes he does get thrown in jail. But the cost of his bail doesn't matter, he knows the money code. And still he feels the need to beat up and rob civilians. Add a couple dollars to what is already millions. This is how companies drug up children. Games take control of the ones holding the game controllers. So much until kids start thinking there are street soldiers, killers, drug dealers, and robbers. It's logic. If reality becomes the video game and the video game becomes violent, then the reality becomes violent. And yet parents ask why bother taking them away after all they're just games. James' mom thought the very same thing until her game-loving son wanted to learn the game for himself. He grew thirsty, for he no longer depended on electronic umbilical cords to feed him virtualities. He began gulping down reality. He picked a game from his bedroom to the shadows of the alleys of death, or from getting high by tapping the jump button to actually taking meth, converted from game player to a player in the game. That he realized it was not the same thing, for there weren't any money codes, no ways to cheat, but he accepted his call of duty and went to the streets, embarked on war journeys and drug missions, beat up and robbed civilians. This is what happens when companies drug up children, inject their microchips into veins, process violence into their systems, forming hard drives within them. Your determination to be the ultimate player, but what happens when one turns into a Super Saiyan and can't control their instincts, and weapons get involved, causing humans to evolve and begin following the Assassin's Creed like James, who decided to resolve his personal problems by using a revolver. He now sits in juvenile detention. By the way, he's a 16-year-old father. His mother feels max pain, and James can no longer bond with his friend because Sebastian is too busy getting straight A's, and as James's childhood data is erased away, all he can do with his memory card brain is think of the days when games were actually games.
You guys, come on back out. Come on. Come on back out. Right there, baby, all the way. Take a bow.